When you receive a voiceover audition, you'll have specs that will tell you what the casting director is looking for. You'll see things like confident, conversational, authoritative, warm, friendly. The list goes on and on and on. Name an adjective, you'll see it in some spec eventually. The problem that most voice actors have when they're starting out is interpreting what those specs actually mean. I've decided that I'm going to put out a series of videos that talks about how to understand specs. And this first video is probably the most important in the series because it will prime you to really understand how to approach specs. And if there's only one thing that you take away from this video, I need you to understand this. It's never, ever, ever your job as a voice actor to change who you are to fit a spec. I did not understand this for like the first 3 years of my career. So what I want to do in this video is break down exactly how to identify who you are, what your point of view is as a voice actor, as an actor, and that will open up the door to fully engage with and understand how to approach specs on any voiceover audition you get. Hey guys, it's DJ. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. All of the things in this video are simply my opinion. I'm just sharing my point of view from what I've learned of being in the voiceover industry. Let's talk actors just for a second. Think about any A-list actor that you know. Brad Pitt, George Clooney, The Rock, Kevin Hart. I don't know if they're A-list, but Ryan Reynolds. With these A-list actors, one thing that remains constant is they have a brand. All of these actors are known for a certain type of a feeling in the way the character is portrayed. Even if they were booked on the exact same character, Brad Pitt and Ryan Reynolds would portray that character differently. I think we can understand that, right? You guys can understand that. Voice acting is no different. Every voice actor who is successful in this industry has a brand. And what separates the great voice actors from those who are still trying to find their way is they understand who they are. This may seem very kumbaya and ethereal, and you're like, what are you talking about, DJ? Just stick with me on this, okay? In a lot of my videos, when people ask, hey, how do I become a better voice actor? I always will tell you, pull out your camera, turn it on, and I want you to record yourself talking. Until now, I haven't really explained why I tell you to do that, and so in this video, I'm going to break that down for you. And this is what's going to really help you pinpoint how to approach specs in voiceover. Pull out your camera and give like a 3 to 5 minute monologue about something mundane. How your weekend was, what you did at work today, what food did you eat today, who did you talk to today? And then I want you to watch the video and listen carefully to yourself. Don't worry about being cringe and, oh my God, I feel so bad. I don't like listening to my voice. Everybody hates the sound of their voice when they first start out, okay? What I want you to pay attention to is the journey that you take through that monologue. For many of you, at the beginning, you may feel a bit awkward talking to the camera unless you've been doing this like I am right now for a while. You'll notice that there isn't one emotion throughout. You went through several emotions, maybe even many emotions, depending on what the story's about. That's basically you giving different specs. At some point in the story, you may have felt very confident. At other points of the story, you might have felt vulnerable. Something, maybe you and your parents got into a fight, or maybe you and your spouse had a disagreement about something. You felt very angry and sad and frustrated. But then as you start talking about the football game, maybe you felt very authoritative as you start throwing out stats and figures and you know everything about this player. Your voice shifts to authoritative. And then, you're like looking forward to some new thing that's happening next weekend. You're feeling very confident because you have plans set with your friends. Your voice will take this journey. Your homework is to identify the shifts in the way you tell the story and try to figure out what emotion or what spec you can attribute to that. Oh, this is me when I was being confident. Oh, okay, yeah, I knew what I was talking. I was talking about voiceover. Of course I felt authoritative. I really challenge you guys to do this over and over again. Telling stories, your struggles, telling your worries, telling your successes, and keep a video journal and refer back to them. You'll notice that there are consistencies. When you're authoritative, maybe you have something interesting you do with your voice. If I'm talking about raising my daughter and being a father, I might soften my tone and it's okay to be yourself. Other kids are gonna, laugh at you sometimes, but you can't let that, dictate who you're gonna be. My voice will naturally soften when I'm talking about my daughter. You have to identify your own brand, who you are as a person on an everyday basis. Are you naturally sarcastic? Are you naturally witty? Are you naturally calm and not too much going on up and down emotionally? You're just very level and flat. Are you known for being very serious? You may not understand this if you're young, but as you get older, you just are who you are. And as a final note to specs, the most common spec you see in commercial these days is conversational. But conversational is the same thing as relatable. which is the same thing as approachable, which essentially is real. Real is you. Think about Tropic Thunder, when Robert Downey Jr. was the guy pretending to be a guy, pretending to be another guy. Many voice actors fall into this trap. They just forget who the hell they are. Don't forget who you are. Okay, DJ, great TED Talk. How does this fucking help me? Here's the point, man. Also, if you're enjoying the content and you're finding value from everything that I'm sharing, consider subscribing to the channel because it really helps me notice your support. Before I can make any videos explaining, here's how you do the confident spec, here's how to do authoritative, before I can make any content about how I approach these specs, it's important that you at least understand you, because this is the point of view. The point of view that every voiceover coach, every acting coach, every professional voiceover who's successful, every professional actor who's successful will tell you a point of view is. It's simply understanding yourself. The secret to acting is not changing yourself to fit the spec or the role. The secret to being a great actor is understanding what the role is asking for and reconciling that with yourself, fitting yourself into it. You're never ever going to change who you are. You're simply bringing your entire self to the role and being you as you are in that spec. This is me being authoritative. This is me being warm and friendly. This is me being conversational in real life. This is what books the job, guys. Anybody can put a warm, bubbly tone on and say, hey guys, welcome to our company. If you're enjoying everything you see, consider subscribing to the channel. Anybody can put on a smile and sound bubbly, but not everybody can be themselves in front of the microphone. And when a casting director gets hundreds, if not thousands, of auditions for these big national TV commercials or A-list animation roles or video game roles, what helps the casting director choose one great read over another is simply your point of view. And it's something that can't be taught. It's something that's just inside you. And it's your challenge, your duty as a voice actor to identify that point of view as soon as possible. Because if you don't, you're gonna continually be doing auditions, trying to sound like the spec, but never actually booking anything. And anything worth booking anyways. Unless you pull out the camera or at least record your audio and spend time listening to how you talk and tell stories and be the character that is you, because inside of you lives hundreds of characters. And it's not even about being a character actor. It's just literally the confident you versus the vulnerable you. I really hope this resonates with you guys, because it's never about the sound of your voice. And it's never about, hey, how do I do this spec? It never is. It's all about the pre-life. It's all about the story, but you can't tell the story unless you understand who you are as a person. So take that for what it's worth.